And it's now time to sort of dive into the main, obviously, questions. So what I'd love to do is get some of your ideas and some of these really interesting, I think, challenging concepts. So to start out with, a CTO's sort of primary purpose is to align the technical and business strategies. So, I mean, maybe this question I'll start off with perhaps with payments. So how far are the startups that you've met and learned from deviating from that?
So you mean how far they are in the process?
No, as in how far are they away from sort of this understanding of the purpose being sort of really focusing on how to bring the strategy and the technology together within the business purpose?
Yeah. Um, I mean, it really depends on what kind of stage the companies are. Um, in the last few kind of months, I worked a lot with early stage startups. So that means like the technology part is already like they know in which direction they want to go, but they need to find their kind of real purpose, like the real kind of business purpose, and try to align the technology in a way so that it fulfills this business purpose. On the other side, I have some kind of research projects which are more from the governance side, which is very nice because you get money to do research. So you're mainly like on a green field and you can try a lot of different things out. And that's also very nice to have really the time to try things out and to be able to create something new. But in that kind of sense, so they are usually a bit far away in this kind of stage because it's so early.
Right, right, that makes sense. Heather, do you have any points to add on that? I think there's some interesting points Payman's raised there.
Yeah, so I work with startups, scale-ups, and big enterprises as a CTO, and I actually am really challenged on this often. So because I work as a CEO for half my time, the first question I always ask people is, what are your business objectives from the technology you're trying to deliver? The amount of times people refuse to answer that question because they're like, oh, I want to do this. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but there's no point doing a development if you don't know why. Like, you always have to start with why, because otherwise you're going to waste time and money building something that potentially isn't what you need for your business, or you have no kind of KPIs against, okay, this is why we're building it, like this customer sales will go up, or this is what we're expecting. So I find the people often know what they want to achieve from a business perspective. They know what they want to achieve from a tech perspective. They don't tend to align the two and say, okay, I should see something changed when I put in this software or when I do this technology change. And that for me, I'd like to see a lot more of. So in my own business, I start with the why. Like, why would we do this? What would be the purpose? What would we see changing? So I'm quite data driven. So I like to know, like, what's the data behind it? And equally, how can we make sure from a tech perspective we can give you that feedback on, is that thing changing? So then you might say, actually, I want to change the thing I'm measuring, or actually I want to change and pivot the tech quite quickly, because failing fast, particularly in startups and scale-ups, is so important, and people don't pivot fast enough from a technology perspective. They kind of lock themselves in on what they're building, which is, from my perspective, a bad strategy.
Do you think that's because of a misunderstanding about what the CTO should actually be doing then, in terms of like how that function relates to the broader business strategy? Or do you think it's just maybe the assumption that the CTOs are the technical wizards and they don't need to get involved in the business?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. I think often CTOs only want to care about the tech. So you have to kind of make them care a bit more about the business and the whys. But like you say, equally it can come from the business side. Like, why do you need to know? Just build me this thing. And actually, again, the way that this works the best is actually if you partner with your CTO and say, okay, the CTO needs to know about the business, the CEO needs to know about the technology, because together you can create a great technical strategy. And give that feedback loop. So often there's a bit of both, right? A bit of both sides not wanting to give away what they're doing. But like, say, the sweet spot is where you partner together and actually create something amazing.
Push the wrong button then. That's interesting, actually. I like that fact. And I think because you're on both sides of the table, you can sort of understand where the CEO and the CTO are differing, and obviously where they need to realign. I'm conscious, obviously, that maybe Neville, maybe this is something that perhaps you've had a little bit of experience of. But I mean, do you have any thoughts to add on this point?
Right. No, I just wanted to dovetail on what Heather was saying, because I think like it really just depends on how far they are. You know, the why gives you your problem solution fit, and like the problem solution fit is basically where your business strategies are aligned to. Okay, what problem are we solving and why are we solving it? And then once you're certain about that, then you have your business strategy. Then you can easily align it with your product, whatever product you're trying to build, because at the end of the day, and I've seen it also from other startup peers who then try to build products, but then without an actual problem solution fit. So they're trying to hop onto product market fit before they get to problem solution fit. And then therefore you're then leaning more towards product and technical expertise rather than, hey, does this actually make any business sense? And are we going to be able to convert any revenue out of this? And so I think, it really starts off with being sure as a startup, hey guys, do we have our problem solution fit ready? Have we validated this for sure? And then you align that with your CTO and you say, all right, guys, like this is the product that we're building, and the why is then integrated into the products that you're building, and then you can actually shoot a lot faster.
Well, it's very interesting. It kind of sort of leads in nicely actually to the sort of second